Hi everyone. I don't get triggered for petty stuff. I get triggered because of stupidity and pure ignorance. Those trigger me. My pet peeve is stupidity. And I was listening to a channel today, and she was saying how Holly McFadden's mother was defending her and talking about they weren't talking about her being a victim and everything, and that she was fooled by uh, that guy's charms. That's such bullshit. She wasn't fooled by his charms. She was a dirty slut having children by different men. She found that these jailbirds were easy to get because they offered no one uh, anything, and they could just, help take care of her kids. And she knew no decent woman would want them, so they would gravitate towards her. And it's sad, just really sad. And the bad thing is, she's a good-looking woman. Well, she was a good-looking woman. If she hadn't been such a piece of trash, she could have gotten a decent guy. She could have gotten a decent man and, had children and had security. But you can't make a person half class. You're either born with it or not, or you develop it later. But she was just trash. And there's no defense. And her mother sounds like a fucking idiot for defending her. What about your fucking grandchildren? You care more about defending that bitch than your grandchildren being dead? You would have to be less than a fool to believe she wasn't a part of it. With all that shit they found in the house, you know damn well she was a part of it. People act like couples can't be bad together. Some of the worst freaking stories on the internet are perpetrated by couples. They are some of the worst I've ever heard, perpetrated by couples more than individuals. And it's so sick and sad that our society has gone to hell. If you are a piece of shit, don't have kids. Don't have kids. Don't drag them into your crap. It just angers me. Now all these children are gone because of these dirty pieces of shit. And no telling how many other people they've killed. The police totally botched this. They probably did a cover-up. It's no way they could have been that incompetent. I mean, the guy genuinely, the cop that the family was talking to, seemed just like a complete idiot. He should never have a job anywhere, and even not even flipping a burger. But I have to think it's more than incompetence. But it just angered me when I heard that her mother was defending her. I don't give a shit if it's your child or not. If your child is involved in such a heinous crime, you do not defend them. You do not defend them. And it just pisses me off when people defend monsters. Oh, it triggers me so much. I don't need to get my blood pressure up. But it just angers me to death when kids are involved in something. I really pray that the FBI can try to recover some of the evidence that was just convoluted and messed up. I know a lot of evidence was destroyed, thrown in the trash, sadly, but hopefully they can get enough to, identify other victims. It's just such a tragic, sad case. And then there's so many cases like this we never hear of. You know, it seems like, internet was a blessing because it makes everything so much easier and faster. But the internet has also been the downfall of society. People nowadays don't learn how to socialize. They have easy access to all this nasty ass porn, access to Facebook and stuff where you can cheat on your spouse, um, in chat rooms where, nasty ass perverts can share stuff and discuss stuff. It's just like our society has gotten so much worse. People will say that, like when you're young, there wasn't internet, so you couldn't tell what was going on behind closed doors. But people had a different mindset back then. At one point, well, before I was born, they didn't even think a woman wearing a two-piece was good. People protested certain things. They didn't even want to see it on TV. People had more modesty. Um, People had, more decency. It just seems like every generation you lose it. People are not modest anymore. People, you know, don't have any decency. The stuff that we see on TV is just, ridiculous. So, I mean, over the years, society just has gone further and further down the tube. There's no respect. People don't say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes or no, ma'am. If you hold the door open for somebody, 50% chance they're not going to say thank you. Um, it's just terrible. Just like me, I'm from the north, and after I became disabled and lost my house, I'm down more towards the south. I'm in a shithole area. But the people are so much friendlier in the south. In the north, it was just so fast paced because you're in the Washington, D.C. area. And just people were very rude looking back. But I grew up in that area, so, I realized it, but I didn't really think about it until I got here in the South, where people are just so freaking polite. And when I first got here, people would just go out of their way to open the door for you. I mean, I had people that were holding shit in their hands and they would still just hold that door open, and I was like a distance away. I'm like, wow. And, everybody calls you sweetie, honey, and everything. Women here still don't say thank you when you hold the door open, but just in general, it seems like the South, they still have some manners. But, I'm on a tangent now. But anyway, just going back, it just seems our decency, just common decency, has gone to shit. No morality, no manners, people dressing slutty, people acting slutty. People don't wait to marriage now for sex. Well, that's been long gone for a while, but I would say within the past 20 years, it's more so. All this rap music, they're talking about bitches and hoes and drugs. That didn't help anything. Got all these dirty ass drug addicts ruining things. People like me can't get pain medicine because of the dirty ass drug addicts. And it looks like this couple, they were dirty ass drug addicts and having that shit around their kids. It's just sad. And the kids at that age, I don't understand why they didn't say anything. Nobody's talked about that. They were old enough to have said something. I mean, they go to school. I don't know why they didn't say anything. I mean, they could have been threatened, but that's no excuse. If you can get out and get to somebody, they would have put them in child protection. So I don't know why none of the kids ever said anything. And those two girls that were visiting, they had to have seen something because they said they had been visiting for years. Why didn't they say anything? I'm not victim shaming them, but there's no excuse not to get help when you have access to help. They are going to school and everything. They could have easily told the counselor, you know, this is happening in my home. You need to get me and my siblings out of there ASAP. Police would have been called. This would have been taken care of a long time ago. So please, anybody, if something terrible is happening in your home, don't just keep letting it happen. Contact the police before something like this happens where everybody's killed. I don't give a shit how much you are threatened. There's never an excuse not to get help. And if you're a mother or a father that's being abused, you are a fucking piece of shit if you keep staying with the person you're with and putting your children at risk. You are a piece of shit. There is never any excuse. You be homeless if that's what it takes to get away from an animal. But like I said, I just wanted to say that it just pissed me off to hear Holly's mother say that she was a victim and fooled by his charm. She was actively seeking out pieces of shit to get with. So anyway, that's my rant for today. If you like honest, intelligent videos from a person that does not mince their words and looks at everything from all possible angles, please hit that like and subscribe button. And I hope you have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are.